Welcome back, Careblazer. In today's video, I want to share a quick tip that will hopefully save you a lot of frustration and keep you from wanting to scream at the top of your lungs. While you're caring for your loved one with dementia, there will be no shortage of events and situations and times where your loved one does something that you wish they wouldn't do, or they do something and you don't really like the way they go about doing it. And it will be very tempting to try to intervene and correct them and to get them to change maybe what they're doing. But what I want to share with you in today's video is that it's very important for your own self-care, but also for the relationship between you and your loved one, to purposefully choose your battles. Some battles are just not worth taking on. What might seem like a quick correction or a quick intervention on your behalf a lot of times ends up leading to anger and frustration and resentment, not only from you when your loved one doesn't make that approach or does the same thing again in the future, but also from your loved one who feels like you are constantly trying to tell them they're not doing something correctly. And chances are they probably aren't doing things correctly, but you have to decide in your mind, is it really worth it for you to take on that risk just for them to do something differently that in the end might not make that much of a difference, right? You have to decide, is the way that they're going about something or doing something incorrectly, is that worse than the frustration you might feel from constantly trying to correct them, or the frustration you might feel when they give you pushback, or the frustration you might feel when their brain doesn't even allow them to make that correction and they keep going about it the same way anyway, right? The Careblazer journey can last a long time. I'm sure for some of you it has already been a long time. If you try to go around and change or correct everything your loved one did that was incorrect or that you preferred them not to do, that's enough to burn you out really quickly. And it's enough to really make the relationship worse between you and your loved one. So choose your battles wisely. So if your loved one wants to put on their shoes and socks before they put on their shirt, okay, is that okay? Is it harming them in any way? It maybe doesn't make quite sense to you and maybe seems inefficient, but maybe it's okay. If your loved one wants to help and set the dinner table and they go to the kitchen drawer and they take a set of silverware and they put it on the table, and then they go back and get another set of silverware and they put it in the next spot on the table, and then they go on and do this, that's extremely inefficient, but do you really need to correct them? If they seem okay doing that, if they're not in any jeopardy or harm to do that, is it okay to just let them do that? Many times you want to correct or intervene because you want to help your loved one. You want to make the process more efficient or easier for them. However, in dementia, your desire to want to help them sometimes can be perceived as you treating them like a child or trying to intervene with their freedom, or in some cases for people with dementia, it can just feel disappointing that here's another thing that I didn't do right. Remember, your loved one doesn't have to be doing whatever they're doing in the way most people would do it, in the way you and I would do it. As long as it's not a safety risk, it's okay for them to just continue going about it the way that they want to without you feeling like you need to step in. So ask yourself, be honest. Have you been correcting your loved one, stepping in situations with your loved one when it really wasn't needed, when there was no safety risk involved? Have you been doing that? And what are your thoughts about letting some of that go? Leave a comment below and let me know. And if you're not already following me over on Instagram at Dementia Careblazers, I'd love to have you over there so you can see some of my stories and behind the scenes footage. Today I shared footage on how my home office is set up and how I get prepared for these videos for you. All right, Careblazer, keep up the great work. I'll be back next week. Bye. Welcome back, Careblazer. In today's video, I want to share a quick or